You tell me, does any of this sound familiar? I'll start when things calm down. I'll rest when I've done enough. I'll invest in myself when the money is better. I'll go after the dream when the timing is just right. I'll begin when I feel ready. Sound familiar? Here's what I want you to know. If you've been saying any version of this, you're not broken, you're not lazy, you're not behind. You have just been running a program that was never yours to begin with. And today I want to show you exactly what that program is, where it came from, and most importantly, how surprisingly simple it is to change, because it is simpler than you think. I promise you that. Let's start by naming what this actually is, because once you see it clearly, it genuinely loses some of its power. Deferring is different from a genuine practical delay. There's a real difference between I can't start this right now because of a genuine crisis, or I'll start when I feel more ready, more sure, more prepared. The first has an end. The second, never quite does, because when the money gets a little better, something else comes up. When the kids get older, there's a new reason. When the timing finally seems right, almost, just a little longer. And here's the thing, that almost is information. And again, it's not a character flaw. It's not evidence that you don't really want it. It is a program running. And the belief underneath it is always some version of, I haven't quite earned it yet. The rest, the joy, the bigger life, the permission to want what you want without first proving you deserve it. Now, here's where I want you to take a breath, rather than letting that land as a heavy thing, because recognizing that, that's actually good news. Programs can be changed. Beliefs that were absorbed can be released. And the moment you can see the pattern, really see it, it already has less power than it did before you named it. So where does this come from? Because it didn't start with you. Think about the messages that were in the environment when you were growing up. Maybe it was explicit. Work hard now, rest later. You earn what you get. Good things take time. Or maybe it was more subtle than that. Watching the adults around you always building towards something, always almost there. Always one more thing away from the life they actually wanted. Or maybe it was the energy around wanting more. The sense that desire itself was somehow risky. That wanting too much was greedy. And so without anyone intending harm, the you child learned, prove yourself first. Then you can want things. And here's what I find so freeing about understanding this. You didn't choose the belief. The child you absorbed the energy of the environment. They didn't evaluate it. They didn't have agency. They just took it in as, oh, this is the way the world works. So the deferring isn't a reflection of who you are. It's a reflection of what you were handed. And what was handed to you, you can gently hand back. That's the work. And it's so much lighter than most people expect. I want to talk about what deferring is doing at the subconscious level, because this is where it gets really interesting. Your subconscious mind is always listening, not to your conscious intentions, not to your vision board, not even to the affirmations you say in the morning. It's listening to the dominant feeling running underneath all of that. And the feeling of deferring is not yet. That signal, this quiet, consistent running underneath, is what the field responds to, not your conscious desire for something, the felt sense underneath it. Now, here's the part I find genuinely exciting, because every version of your life already exists. The version where you've stopped deferring, where the thing you keep putting off is simply happening. That version is real right now. And the only thing separating you from it isn't time, circumstances, or readiness. It's your signal. And signals can be changed. That's not a metaphor. That's how the subconscious works. When the feeling underneath shifts, even a little bit, The whole field starts to reorganize. Opportunities you couldn't see before become visible. Actions that felt impossible start feeling obvious. You don't have to get it perfect. You just have to shift the signal. And that honestly is available to you right now. There's one more piece I want to name here because so many of you have been describing this to me lately. It's your intuition knowing clearly, quietly, the right way, and the analytical mind overriding it anyway. There's the start now, not yet. This is the moment. Wait until you're sure. The push, the pull feels exhausting, like two parts of you are permanently at odds. But here's the reframe that changes things. They're not two separate systems. They're one complete, beautiful system with some interference running. The intuition and the analytical mind were designed to work together. Intuition leads and the analytical mind supports that. When the programs underneath are clear, the intuition says, hey, this way, and the analytical mind says, got it, here's how. That's flow. That's what it feels like when deferring isn't running. And that state, that whole system moving together state, is what becomes available when the interference clears. It's not some distant possibility. It's actually your natural state. The deferring is what's unnatural, and natural has a way of reasserting itself when you give it the conditions to do so. Okay, so let me give you something practical. Not a motivational push, not a productivity system, a real practice that works at the level where the pattern actually lives, which is the subconscious. Step 1, notice with curiosity, not judgment. The next time you hear yourself say, I'll start when, just notice, not, I'm doing it again, but more like, oh, that's interesting, there that is. That's the observer having a look, and that noticing alone creates distance from the pattern. You're watching it, you're not inside it. And then step 2, get gently curious about the belief. Ask yourself, what do I think I need to prove or earn before I'm allowed to have this? Let whatever comes up just be there. No judgment, just information. That belief was planted before you knew you could question it. Now you're questioning it. That's already a shift. And then step 3, feel into what's already true. Close your eyes. One slow breath. Longer breath out. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, soften your belly, and feel into the version of you that has already stopped deferring. Not the version who has everything figured out, just the version who said yes from exactly where you are. Notice what that feels like in your body, the softening, the quiet sense of permission. That feeling is real. That is your nervous system recognizing something that was always true about you. Again, you were never the deferring. You were the one who learned to defer. And learning can always be unlearned. And then step 4, one small step today. Not the whole path, not the leap. One small movement in the direction of yes. From here, right where you are. And here's what I want to leave you with. The life you've been putting off is not waiting for perfect conditions. It's not waiting for you to earn it. And it's not waiting for you to be fully ready. It is available right now, from right here. That shift from not yet to now doesn't require a complete transformation first. It requires one moment of choosing differently, and then another, and then another, until now becomes more familiar than the waiting ever was. You've been patient long enough, and the beautiful thing, the thing I want you to really feel is that you haven't missed it. The version of you that stopped deferring is right here. They didn't get further ahead. They just said yes from exactly where you're standing right now. That's all it takes. And if you want support clearing the programs underneath, the not yet running in the subconscious, Fearless and Free is the journey. There's over 21 guided sessions, nervous system regulation, subconscious rewiring at the root, the full path from not yet to now. and it's at a founding rate. And right now we're having 2 live calls a month. The link is in the description. And if you're not quite there yet, the Start Here page on my site has free tools that begin exactly where you are. The link is in the description too. You deserve the life you've been putting off. And when you stop deferring, you're going to see that your life gets better and better and better.